Now, Sports Talk with Broads. Here's Hunter Brody.
The Sixers snapped their 3-game losing skid. They went out west. Things got ugly. It didn't end well, but they returned to Philadelphia and they got the job done. They handled business. That's the easiest way to describe what happened in the basketball game against the Charlotte Hornets. They handled business, got the win they were looking for, and now it's ready to turn the page and move on to the next game. Before we dive more into this victory for the 76ers, do not forget about the promo code BROADS that saves you $20 when you are buying tickets at SeatGeek. So make sure you get yourself to a game, you save yourself some money by using the promo code BROADS. It's a no-brainer. There was a moment where things got sloppy, ugly, and embarrassing. It was the second quarter. So the Sixers take care of business in the first, outscoring the Hornets 33-24. Showing that they are more athletic, that they are more skilled, that they are a dominant team. But in the second, they went on cruise control. They took their foot off the gas pedal, and they were outscored by 14 points. And at the end of the half, you hear the boos, boo, boo, and deservingly so. Because that was unacceptable. But this team is filled with veterans, filled with players that are more talented than their opponent. So once the third quarter came out, once the third quarter started and the Sixers came out, they win the quarter by 12, and the rest is history as they pulled away from Charlotte. The scoring in this game was so balanced. Keep in mind, of course, no Ben Simmons once again, and that changes everything in terms of how our offense and our team flows in general, because he is our floor general. But it was so balanced. Neto gets the starting gig once again. I thought he did a great job. But here's your starters. Al Horford in 27 minutes. And what I loved about this is how balanced the minutes were. You didn't have the starters playing deep into the 30s. You didn't really have to. The bench players grabbed a ton of minutes. I loved that in this game. And that's kind of what contributed to it being balanced all around. Al Horford, 15, 7, and 5 is his stat line. Tobias, 14, 7, and 5. Embiid, 18 and 9. Josh Richardson, 11, 7, and 6, 3 threes. Like, those are your starting core pieces. Lots of distribution, lots of scoring. It's good stuff out of them. And, of course, Neto in the starting lineup as well, like I stated. But the bench has been really impressive. I knew the bench was better than it was last year, but I didn't know how good it was. It was something I questioned coming into the season. Everyone talked about how deep this bench really is, and there's so many players. I knew that it was better than last season, so I understood the hype involved, but I didn't really think that they were that talented, because let's be real, I didn't expect Furkan Korkmaz to step up to the degree that he did. I didn't expect Kyle O'Quinn to be as great as he is in his role. Things of that nature, I just didn't expect it, and this bench has been the brightest spot. You can argue that at times they are holding this team into games. So let's get it out of the way. Furkan Korkmaz. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I'm stunned. I never saw it coming. I didn't see it coming. Now, it's exciting as hell to watch. Every time he pops for three, I'm thinking, oh, let's go. Let's go. He even had this move out by the three-point line that broke a defender's ankles, and he took it to the rack. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what got into him. But Furkan Korkmaz is making it happen. In 28 minutes, he dropped 17 points, and he was 7 of 14 from the field. He was getting double-teamed in this basketball game. That's right. He was so effective that the other team doubled him so he wouldn't continue to score. Are you nuts? Is this real life? Are you comprehending what I'm saying? Teams are double-teaming Furkan Korkmaz. He's so hot from three right now that it's actually helping him score underneath the basket and things. Because, I mean, they try and run him off the line. It's mind-blowing. I love it, though. I'm not going to lie. I find it so entertaining watching him do this. It only helps the team. I know what I stated about him in the past. And let's be real, I think everybody had the same opinions on this kid. And he's proving everybody wrong. But fine, if it helps the Sixers, I will totally accept being wrong. We need someone who can spread this floor, someone who can actually shoot threes. He's doing that. I can't believe he's actually doing that, but he is really doing that. Here you go. I'm tipping the cap to Furkan Korkmaz because he's proving everybody wrong. Now, here's the thing. If he stops shooting so hot, he will not find himself on the floor because he struggles on the other side and he hurts on the other side. Similar to, and I'm not comparing anything he has done so far this season to J.J. Redick's career, but if J.J. Redick was not able to shoot, if he was not able to cash in, he was so brutal because he gets abused on the defensive side. Well, it's very similar to Furkan. Realistically, that's how it works for shooters and small guards in this league as a whole. If they're not making their shots and they can't defend, it hurts the team tremendously. So just keep that in mind. He needs to stay this hot with his shooting. But he has the confidence right now. At one point, Mike Scott has a wide open look for three, so wide open it was insane, and he elects to kick it out to the corner because I think he understood how Furkan Korkmaz has been hitting his shots as of late, and he was continuing to feed the hot guy. Insane. Trey Burke gets more run, 19 minutes to be exact, 12 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. Now, Brett Brown, post-game, mentioned how it won't work with Neto and Trey Burke once Ben Simmons comes back, unless something funny happens. He doubts that both will work once Ben Simmons comes back. It's not bad that we have two options. I have been on the record saying it looks like Neto just runs more of a traditional point than Trey Burke, but Trey Burke can get buckets. Now we bring up the defensive side once again. That is the issue. And I'm not going to tell you that Neto is this lockdown defender, but can he provide more defensively than Trey Burke? That is possible. But you have 2 point guards really battling it out, and they're both competing at a high level. It's a tough decision to make, but that's what's so beautiful about this depth that we have right now that I'm stunned about. James Ennis, 15 minutes, 9 points, 4 rebounds. Mike Scott, 21 minutes, 9 points, 5 rebounds. Look at the layers here. Look at the contribution from everyone who played legit minutes in this basketball game. The scoring was spread out. And that's what's so lethal about this team. Everyone can get going. Even James Ennis is providing you some spark off the bench. And it was great because at one point, Trey Burke, it was almost as if I had replays going on in my head, but it was almost the same play that happened twice on a fast break. Trey Burke kicks it to James Ennis on the right side, hammers it down. What is it, 5 seconds later, Trey Burke on a fast break, kicks it over to James Ennis, hammers it down. I thought I was having deja vu, but nope, the play actually happened twice. How about it? Now, Brett also acknowledged how many turnovers the Sixers had because they're looking at 20 once again. It's been that way since he's been here. I don't know how it's going to be fixed. You would think by now he would understand these turnovers are so brutal. But it's just with the style of play. The pass is king. That's his statement, which is true. The pass is king. Ball movement is crucial, but it leads to turning the ball over more. So I don't know how you're going to limit that. That's just how his system has been forever. They cost you at times, they don't cost you at times. You can counter the fact that because we move the ball so well, it's so hard to defend. So at times it is so ugly to watch, so many turnovers. But because we move the ball the way that we do, beautiful things happen as well. That's the counter to it. And you don't think of it as, oh, that could have been a turnover. You just think, wow, what a beautiful pass, what a beautiful play. Because we move the ball the way that we do, that's why we succeed offensively at times as well. But yes, there's no denying 20 turnovers is way too much, and this Sixers basketball team has turned the ball over way too much over the last how many seasons. Matisse Thybulle, once again, did not get serious minutes. He has been fouling at an unbelievable clip. A brutal clip, let's be real. So that is a factor. And once again, he's raw. He's raw offensively. The game is a little fast for him right now. It is interesting, though, to see him sit on the bench. And that is because, and Brett Brown mentioned this, the two guards are playing well, Neto and Burke, and Kyle O'Quinn has been playing very well also. So because of all of that, Matisse Thybulle is struggling to find minutes right now. That's how it is as a rookie in the NBA. We know his defense is what it is, but he's fouling a lot. He doesn't do a great job offensively in spreading the floor. So it is what it is, and he's going to have to wait for his time to get in there and prove Brett Brown wrong. That's how it is. He's going to have to wait for his opportunity. Now, I think he has a right mindset, and he's got a great work ethic, so I believe when he does get that chance, he's going to be out there and be that annoying pest. Not the 3 minutes that he cashes in late in this game. And look, the Charlotte Hornets made a little surge when the deep bench was in. Okay, go ahead, have fun. You can do what you want. It doesn't matter. You get the win. That's what matters. The Sixers pulled away in that third quarter there and into the fourth. They pulled away. That's what matters. Once the bench went in, okay, cool, the Charlotte Hornets scored. But back to my point, I'm not talking about the 3 minutes Matisse Thybulle got in crap time. The next time he gets a serious chance in moments that matter, he's going to have to make the most of it and not foul, grab a steal, and maybe put the ball on the floor or whatever the case may be. Maybe hit an open look from 3. But he's going to have to prove it to Brett Brown. 75% from the free throw line. For some reason, this team has just struggled from the charity stripe. I don't know why. You gotta knock down more than 75%. And they did rebound. They were plus 18 in rebounding. Now, I watch Tobias Harris rebound all the time because I find it so entertaining. That's right. I find it entertaining watching the way Tobias Harris rebounds. And I don't know if it goes unnoticed anymore because people understand how great he is and how valuable it is. But man, he really does rebound with passion. Like, he enjoys rebounding the basketball. Not everyone does that. It's sort of like James Ennis grabbing boards on the offensive side. When he does it, it's unbelievable. The guy's just in the mix. He's finding the rim. He's putting it back. It's sick. It's great. But I love watching Tobias do it. Of course, I love watching James Ennis on the offensive side as well. And same with Al Horford. He just makes plays out there, and I shake my head. And I think that this is great. Like, this is fantastic. I just love how simple he is and how he's just this old veteran player. And the fact that he's now on the Sixers. He's just a great basketball player who does the little things right. I praise him all the time for it, but I smile. I sit back with my hands behind my head with my feet up on the recliner, and I smile, thinking about just the high IQ plays that Al Horford makes for the Philadelphia 76ers. When you look back at this Charlotte Hornets game, the motto of it is pretty simple. You got the win. You got the win. Everyone contributed. It wasn't gorgeous by any means. You watched Cody Zeller score 24 points on 10 of 13 shooting somehow, which was more than Embiid, by the way. I mentioned Embiid. He had 18 and 9. So Cody Zeller on the score sheet, for whatever that means, had a good night at the center position going up against Joel Embiid. Now, Joel Embiid only played 26 minutes. He didn't play an obnoxious amount, but still, Cody Zeller statistically had a great day at the office. Devontae Graham, remember this kid in college? He had 19 and 10, and he drilled 4 threes. Mark Zumoff on the broadcast was actually praising how much he developed that three-point shot and how great he has been transitioning to the NBA and how much work he has put in the offseason. You can see it. Devontae Graham, holy hell. And P.J. Washington knocking down some threes as well. He's a nice player. They're in this rebuild stage, but they're giving you max effort. They're giving you everything they got because they're filled with these young kids, these younger players that are going to go out there on the court and give you everything they have every time they're on the court because they're just so pumped to be in the NBA. That's not a bad thing. You could be in way worse positions. They're in a rebuild, though, and they were pests. Now, the Sixers ultimately have to put them away at some point, and they did manage to do that. That second quarter was totally unacceptable. You can't get outscored by 14 like that and go into the half down. Totally unacceptable. But the difference here is you have a team filled with veterans. You understand how much talent they have compared to the other side. So when the third quarter happens, you just go out there, you calm down, you take some deep breaths at halftime, you go out there and you execute your game plan. That's exactly what the Sixers did as they controlled and used their physicality and their athleticism, and they got the job done. Back-to-backs coming up, Tuesday, Wednesday. You have the Cleveland Cavaliers, and you have the Magic. When we went out west, there were some tough teams on the schedule. Legit tests. I don't think the Sixers answered very well. They went through some Joel Embiid suspension time. They went through a Ben Simmons injury. Things were a little wacky. We have a stretch here of basketball that is very winnable. Let's not deny it. The teams are nowhere as good as what we just saw out west. So take care of business. They're not all going to be pretty. They're not all going to be outstanding and dominant. That's not what it's about right now. It's about gathering those wins, gaining some confidence, figuring out some rotation stuff, finding guys like Furkan Korkmaz and seeing if he can deliver. Like, that's what this is about right now. November basketball. See what your rotation guys are like. Figure out who can play with who and figure out the substitution patterns. Brett has some decisions to make. When Ben Simmons comes back, is it going to be Neto? Is it going to be Burke? Are they still going to continue to fight for legit minutes? Is Matisse going to get thrown back in there? How is the floor going to be stretched out when Al Horford and Joel Embiid are out there with Ben Simmons? Is Josh Richardson going to be the backup point guard at any point here? Or did we find other players who can step in so Josh can find his comfort zone at the 2? That's what these games are for. To figure it the hell out. And I think we have some teams coming up here, like Cleveland, like Orlando, where you can use those minutes to figure it out. It's not about the pretty victories right now. It's about getting the win, but using that time to find rhythm with this team and to figure out where everyone's going to play, what minutes, when the rotations are going to come in, and things of that nature. But let's not forget what Furkan Korkmaz put on display at home against the Hornets. The guy is making it happen right now. I can't help but laugh. Every time he has the ball and he's dribbling at the three-point line, sometimes he does that step back and he'll pump fake. I'm thinking, oh, Corky, what are you doing? And then he'll find a way to kick it to the big man and then do a dribble handoff, sort of like a J.J. Redick. But he's making it happen, and he's smooth with it right now. I can't lie to you. He gets the ball. He is quick release, nice form, and he's backpedaling before it even goes in because he knows it's going in. I saw some hilarious memes on Twitter already of Steph Curry. You swipe to the right, it's Ray Allen, right? You swipe to the right, it's Kyle Korver. And then you swipe to the right, and it's Furky. I hope it continues. It will only help this team. Imagine not having Furkan Korkmaz right now. Oh my God, I can't believe those words just came out of my mouth. But imagine, where would this team be in terms of spacing? It's still screwed up with him out there. It has changed the way this offense has flowed. You saw at times how annoying the Sixers defense can be. The length was a problem. They are so long. They create turnovers because of their intensity. It's what's going to be the building blocks of this team all season long. but it's so fun to watch them create those turnovers, to get on those loose balls and then see the fast break occur. It's so entertaining to watch them on those fast breaks because they're so fast, they're so athletic, they make plays happen, and the defense transitions to offense, and that's going to be how this team, for the most part, thrives. The defense to offense. We don't have these sets that are fantastic offensively where magic is just going to work all the time. We're going to generate these looks based off of creating those opportunities ourselves. That's why when people freak out about, we're not going to be able to score 110 points. When it comes down to it, when it really matters, we're not going to have to, because if we hold other teams to 90 points, we don't need 115 points, 112 points. And I'm talking about when it matters. Not that I'm getting too far ahead of myself here when it's all about the half-court sets and postseason basketball, because we have a big journey ahead of us. And I don't want to overlook the big journey, the 82-game stretch. I want to enjoy it. I want to embrace it. I know there's two different parts of the basketball season, and it changes everything structure-wise and scheme-wise. I don't want to get ahead of myself and just think about those moments, because those are the moments that really matter. I want to enjoy this run. But ultimately, to freak out about the offense not being able to score these insane amount of points, we might not have to, because we're going to be able to defend the other team and hold them to reasonable numbers. I would say better than reasonable numbers, to hold them to low numbers in the NBA standards. All right, so there we have it. There we have it. A win without Ben Simmons. I don't know if he's going to be back for this back-to-back Cleveland and who do they play again? Slipping my mind. Orlando. That's Markelle Fultz, baby. I love the Markelle Fultz love that some of these people have out there. Ooh, look at his smooth jumper. Yeah, in 20 minutes he had 4 points. That's great. We're talking about the first overall pick. Oh, that's great. In 28 minutes he had 7 points. I'm real proud. Stop it with that nonsense. We'll get into that, though, when we play them on Wednesday. So, all right, let me know your thoughts on Furkan. On the balanced scoring, I thought the balanced scoring was key. Everyone contributed. The bench has been a strong suit with this team. It's been fun to watch. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.